Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining. My name is Will Snodgrass. I'm a certified financial planner. I am the founder and president of Matt25 Capital. And today we're going to be going through at least 7 different things that you can be doing if you're a Christian business owner to help not only maximize your wealth, but also leave a lasting legacy that's Christ-centered, God-honoring, while simultaneously minimizing taxes and really ensuring that your wealth outlives you, not the other way around. Having said that, I hope you pay attention to the disclosures we just added a moment ago. There are going to be a number of things we talk through. I have to say up front, we are not CPAs or lawyers, so this is not going to be considered tax or legal advice. We are going to touch on those things, but understand our role as advisors is we help people to proactively plan on ways to mitigate taxes while addressing legal issues as well. But we also recognize that we are not the subject matter experts. That's why we always partner with people who are experts in those fields. If you don't have people who are CPAs or board certified attorneys that are specialists in those areas that we'll be addressing, we're happy to provide those referrals. Just message us or email us at info@matt25capital.com. We're happy to arrange introductions. But having said all that, let's just jump right in. So, if you are a Christian business owner, you face unique opportunities but also challenges because you not only have all the pressures and the opportunities to perhaps build wealth for yourself while simultaneously achieving all these different goals, but you also want to typically do so in a way that honors the Lord. And those are some of the things we're going to talk through today, because there are ways that you can build wealth, build your business, ensure a legacy, ensure your own lifestyle for the rest of your life while simultaneously being generous and mitigating taxes. Here's the 7 different things we're going to be going over from a high overview. Number 1 starts with defining your personal financial objectives. Number 2, understanding your true business value. We'll talk through that more because we don't do business valuation, but we do help clients plan for ways to enhance their business value. We're going to talk through proactively implementing strategies that reduce taxes on the front end before a business is sold. But also, number 4, we're going to talk through ways to guarantee, or not necessarily guarantee, but also have a reliable stream of income post-exit that is tax efficient, so mitigating taxes on both the front end and the back end. We're going to talk through how to keep key people without necessarily giving away equity in the company. If that's something you want to do, we have methods that we help advise people on that can do that as well. But there are ways to incentivize and retain key people without giving away equity as well. We're going to talk through some legacy and estate planning tips. Again, not lawyers, so we're going to be limited in what we'll say there, but we'll talk through that. And the last really is ongoing management and oversight. This is not a set it and forget it thing when we go through this process with clients. It is always moving because life is always changing. Economic, political, tax factors, and others are changing as well. So we have to be free to be able to maneuver as our clients' lives do or external factors do as well. So number 1, it always starts with understanding what is the objective, what are the values, what are the things that matter most to our clients. It's understanding clearly what is the post-exit lifestyle that you and or your spouse both want, what are your financial objectives, and that way we can ensure your exit strategy meets or exceeds your personal and your family goals. And I have to just state this up front, it's not just about calculating the required income for the desired lifestyle you want, but one thing I've talked through with a myriad of business owners in the past, it sometimes is easy to point to what a group or a person is willing to pay for a business or what you can get for the business. But that number, I would actually argue, is not as important as what you need to get for it. So just because a group or a person or whoever it is willing to offer you a certain amount for your business, that doesn't mean that's the number that you need. So part of what we start going through in the beginning is understanding those things. Understanding what's the lifestyle you want or need to maintain. What are your goals and objectives? How much are those things going to cost? And then we try to run it out and walk forward test essentially through Monte Carlo simulations and say, okay, based on inflation, taxes, possible rates of return, all these different factors. What's the likelihood of success in these scenarios and how much could this potentially cost? Then we look at what are the offers? What are you able to get for your business? Is this the right number? Does the amount you need exceed the amount you can get or the other way around, which is obviously more preferable? And then obviously we want to ensure the exit strategy supports whatever your objectives are. But that's just from a high level, the things we like to work through with people to try and make sure the exit is what makes the most sense at this time and in this way. The next would be understanding what is your business actually worth? What's the true market value? And then understanding what are the strategies, what are the things that we can be doing on the front end to perhaps enhance that value before you exit. I have to say it up front because I want people to understand we do not provide business valuation as a service. We do have partners that do that, and we're happy to make introductions and referrals. We don't personally do that. Instead, what we do is we understand once we have a potential market value from one of those vendors is what strategic things can we be doing to enhance the value of this business prior to it either going to market or prior to you as a business owner engaging in conversations with potential buyers so that you can maximize the amount that you can get for this business or multiple businesses. And then once we have a better understanding of that, then it's easier to say, what's the optimal exit path? What's the most advantageous way for you to get the most money for your business or businesses, but also mitigate taxes wherever possible? Sometimes it's real straightforward. People want to have their children or their grandchildren or a family member or a trusted employee as their successor. Sometimes, though, the owner needs to realize some value in order to be able to maintain their lifestyle while still passing it on. So it's about finding a balance. Do we sell to a person internally? Do we sell to a person externally? Is there an ESOP in place? Is there some other succession plan? How do we pass it on to the people you want to if they are family or employees or friends without necessarily encumbering them with debt while still realizing the value from the business you've built, so that way your goals and objectives aren't hindered in any way. It's a balancing act, but these are methods that we have, or these are things we go through with people to kind of help them understand how do we approach this in the most advantageous way. Third step, this is really the proactive tax mitigation side of things. Again, we don't prepare tax returns. Our role, more so, is to help clients implement proactive tax mitigation strategies so that by the time our clients get to their CPAs or whoever prepares their returns, they can look at them and say, wow, good job. This will save you X amount in taxes. And by the time they get to that point, they should already know what they're going to save in taxes because we've gone through these exercises. But again, it's implementing those strategic tax reduction strategies in advance to really optimize the structure, but also safeguard your wealth. And most of it does happen beforehand, but obviously this is not something that happens just on the front end. It happens before, during, and after the exit. So it starts with understanding what are the different avenues we have available, what are the different strategies. There's a myriad of those to choose from. Not everything fits everybody. So it's understanding what's your business structure, how many employees are there W-2 or 1099, who are you selling to, in what capacity? Is it a stock sale, is it an asset sale? Are there multiple tranches of equity that you're going to realize over a period of years? Things of that. And it's working essentially through those different things. Also understanding how do we protect and safeguard these assets through the different structures that are perhaps established or are going to be established. Estate planning is a key role here. Many times we're looking and working in conjunction with our clients' attorneys or referring them to attorneys that we work with to set up or also update and maintain trusts, LLCs, family corporations, all different kinds of different things. It really depends. Again, sometimes it's a myriad of them. Sometimes we're setting up a family office. Sometimes there's going to be multiple LLCs or S Corps or C Corps or trusts, or it could be charity, could be personal, revocable, irrevocable. The point is, the more we understand the front end, the more easy it is for us and our partners who are working together as a team to give the best advice for our clients. Next would really be, once those things are done on the front end and we've talked through what the exit's going to look like and we've evaluated whether these deals make sense or not, is creating a tax efficient plan on the backside. We want to have a solution or multiple solutions in place that are designed, like it says here, to preserve capital, minimize risk, and generate reliable tax efficient income. One of the biggest things we've seen is that after a person exits their business, it takes around a year for them to really get used to not only not having this business anymore, but they don't have this entity that they ran that had a certain amount of value on paper that was generating income. Now instead, most of the time it's in the form of cash that we then can invest, or sometimes it's in the form of stock in perhaps the parent company that acquired them. But now they have liquid assets typically that they're relying on to generate reliable, consistent income for them. And so we need to put a plan in place beforehand that understands how much do we need to generate every year? What are the best ways to mitigate taxes? How liquid does it need to be? What assets make the most sense from from a maximization but also mitigation of risk standpoint. We always keep capital preservation, I would say, in these situations first and foremost. Granted, everyone's got a different risk tolerance, everyone has a different risk necessity, but you have worked your whole lives in many cases, or at least a good portion of your lives, to accumulate wealth through this business that you now sold. The risk you took was the business. Once the business is sold, we're not looking to take a lot of risk and accumulate wealth anymore. We're more so looking to preserve that wealth and have that wealth be used as a tool to provide for your lifestyle, your goals, and one day leave a legacy behind to the people you care about. So managing risk, being cognizant of taxes and mitigating them wherever possible, but also using our platform, which is open architecture, meaning we're not married to any one particular solution or provider. We have the ability to really shop the whole investable universe to see what is best in class and what makes the most sense for our clients in their unique situation. So we're looking to invest in a way that's diversified. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. We want assets that don't all behave the same, so that if some go down, for example, it's 2025 right now, the markets did go down quite a bit earlier in the year. So we don't want an entire portfolio in something that's going to go down as well when those do. We want assets that behave differently, because at the end of the day, we are trying to preserve capital. The fifth step we've got to be sensitive to is key employees. A lot of times when a person gets to the point where they're looking to sell a company, there were key people that helped them get there along the way. And so we want to make sure that they're perhaps taken care of, not just for the sale of the business, but they also maybe don't leave prior to your exit. So it's figuring out what are the different ways that you can offer them solutions to keep them incentivized to stay. Sometimes it's right before an exit, sometimes it's years in advance. Many people think it's okay, I'm either going to pay them more, or I'm going to offer more of a 401k match, or I'm going to offer equity in the company. But what they don't realize is there are so many different options available that allow you to really designate who gets this benefit and who doesn't, where you can offer it to certain key people without necessarily giving away equity. Because in reality, what we've seen too, especially in this competitive market for people when it comes to hiring key people, offering them more money, offering them more of a 401k match, offering them better health insurance, or things of that nature isn't always enough to keep them, especially when your competitors are potentially going to offer them more. So what we help design for our business owner clients are plans that allow you to offer them something that perhaps isn't offered to everybody or not in the same way, and it's perfectly kosher, but it allows you to really target who the key people are that you want to keep and retain. And also, we can build in features where if they do leave prior to a certain date, they can't take those benefits with them. It's what we refer to as the golden handcuffs. It's a wonderful strategy. It benefits the employees as long as they're loyal and faithful, but also it ensures that you as a business owner aren't stepping out on the ledge, taking all the risk where they can receive this benefit and then leave, but also you're giving them something where you're saying, if you stay, I'm going to reward you. So the likelihood of attrition is so much less. But again, there's a lot of customization that goes on here because there are so many options available. So I would say this is one of the most strategic steps, other than the steps we already mentioned, because it helps ensure the business value if the business valuation is not tied just to the owner, which in good practice, for those who aren't aware, most business owners know this, but the less a business is reliant on the business owner themselves, the more value they can derive. So the goal should be to really get the business to the point where it's relying less and less on the owner and more on the team of people supporting the owner, because then the owner can step away and whoever's buying it will more than likely be willing to pay more for it, because it won't be worth less just because the owner is not there anymore. Sixth thing we already talked about, and again, I'll say this, we're not attorneys, but leaving a legacy and having a good estate plan is absolutely crucial. I cannot tell you how many times I've talked to business owners who have, and nothing against them, but they have spent their life focusing on the business and their family, but they don't take the time to have a contingency plan in place. Myself included, my father, when he passed away, he was a serial business owner. He died. He didn't even have a trust in place. He had updated his will the week before he died. And unfortunately, we spent 14 years in probate court as a family. And by the time that was over, his entire business was gone and most of his assets were gone as well. So what we try to really strive to do here in conjunction with our clients' attorneys, or we can refer them to attorneys, is build a comprehensive legacy and estate plan that matches what their values, what their goals are for the people they love and care about, to make sure their wealth is transferred to who they want in the way they want. And again, being mindful and proactive when it comes to tax mitigation. And if you're philanthropic, you care about supporting a church or a local charity or ministry, whatever the case is, being cognizant of those things, because there's so many ways you can craft these plans. But having one in place, while it does take some time up front, I have never met a person or a couple that have gone through this exercise and at the end did not feel such relief knowing, okay, even if the worst were to happen tomorrow, we know the people and things we care about are well taken care of. I cannot tell you how important this is. This is such a cornerstone of what we do with clients in conjunction with their attorneys. And the last step, really, it sounds obvious, but it could not be more important. Ongoing, not only management of the wealth, but also oversight. Long-term success of any strategy put in place always comes along with continuous oversight, but also proactive adjustments, not just adapting to market changes, but also to personal circumstances. They say the only constant is change. And that we've really seen over the period of all these years with clients could not be more true. People's lives are changing. The lives of their children, their grandchildren, the people they care about are changing. Market conditions are changing. Political climates are changing. Global economic, global political problems are occurring or stopping. I mean, it's ongoing. So the point is, whatever plan we help clients put in place and we work through with them, it's never a set it and forget it. It's never, okay, we put it up on the shelf and then we don't look at it again. We are continuously monitoring and proactively monitoring our client's situation and any factors external to them that could also impact their plan. And we're regularly reviewing these things with these clients and adjusting them as they make sense. But the other thing that I have to say is, when we work with clients in this capacity, especially where we are managing wealth on their behalf, we are acting in a fiduciary capacity. When we're charging a fee to manage their wealth, we are fiduciaries, and what makes that so important is that means we are doing everything in our power to remove conflicts of interest, to give the most unbiased, client-first advice we possibly can. And it's to help them not only maintain that optimal financial health and achieve, obviously, lasting security, but it's also because as fiduciaries, our number one priority is to the client. We have a legal obligation to our clients above everyone else. So when we make recommendations, it's not because we're getting additional compensation by going with this solution or that solution. We could put 5, 10, 100 different solutions in front of our clients that solve for whatever goal or problem it is that we're trying to solve for. And our compensation isn't going to change a dime in this capacity because, again, we have to put them first. So our recommendations have to be what is best for these clients, not what is best for us. This, I would argue, is not only what helps ensure that whatever plan we put in place has the greatest likelihood of coming to fruition, but also really gives clients peace of mind, because as the world is changing, or as their personal lives are changing, it's these regular conversations, these regular proactive tactics that we're using to address their situation that make them feel peace of mind, know, okay, our plan is not derailed just because this happened in our lives or these things are happening external to us. So with all that being said, I know we did cover a number of different things. We covered them somewhat high level, but I really want to thank everyone for joining us. If you found this beneficial, feel free to share this with someone or feel free to reach out to us. One thing we like to do with people is really just take 15 to 30 minutes, sometimes an hour, just to see if we're mutually good fit for each other. If we are, great. If not, that's okay too. Worst case, we're out a little bit of each other's time. Those initial calls, which we like to call the tax smart strategy sessions, are complimentary. You can reach out to us at info@matt25capital.com or call us at 832-639-3398 to schedule that. See, again, if your situation would benefit or how it would benefit from our services, and see if we're mutually good fit. If you do choose to engage us, there's a number of things that we offer to clients who go through the planning process with us. Number one and you'll get this whether you sign up with us or not. We're happy to send you an exit readiness assessment that we put together to see really how ready are you to exit your business. Number two, if you do engage with planning with us or asset management with us, we're happy to open up our VIP expert transition team access to you. We have a team of people that are board certified attorneys, and not only in business but also estate and other areas that we bring into these conversations. We also have a team of CPAs who are very familiar with both business and personal returns and how to proactively mitigate taxes. But then we also would happily share a guide with you called the Business Owner's Tax Efficient Exit Guide. And ultimately, too, if you go through the process with us, too, one of the other things that we provide is the ultimate, what we call post-exit wealth game plan. At least that's what we call it. The idea being that we really want to give our clients a plan that once they're post-exit, they feel the most confident in what it is they're going to be doing and how they're going to do in the long term. So again, with all that being said, I greatly appreciate everyone joining us today. If you have any questions, you can reach out to us again at info@matt25capital.com or call us directly at 832-639-3398. Thanks so much. Make it a blessed day.